Everything good?
Yep.
We good over here? Oh, praises. Oh, praises. Hold 1 second. Well, first and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob,
Right.
through his only begotten Son, Jesus the Christ.
Facts though.
Secondly, we're going to give double honors to our elders. Our elders rule well, our elders get their double honors.
Right.
So double honors to the elders. Thirdly, lastly, I want to say shalom, greetings to all of my brethren, all of my sisters out there. My name is Priest Lethiel Ben Israel.
And my name is Priest Ron Ben Israel.
And we, as you know, we are with the Straight Gate of Israel, the holy nation of Israel. And we're back again, another class, another topic, another lesson. But before we go any further, before we proceed any further, I want you to get your Bible with the Apocrypha included and read along with us if you can. Also get your notebooks, get your pens, get your paper, get your pencils, and take notes if it is in your spirit. Lord's willing, this will be an edifying class that I am going to entitle, But the End is Not Yet. Now, before we get there, for those who don't know, we are gathered here this evening, tonight, to turn up, to celebrate for the new moon, yo.
Turn up.
Turn up and celebrate for the new moon. So I also want to say to my brothers and my sisters out there, happy new moon, yo. Hey, give me Isaiah 30 and 29. Let's start there.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 29.
Read.
Ye shall have a song,
Read.
as in the night.
As in the what?
As in the night.
Read.
When a holy solemnity is kept.
When a holy solemnity is kept. We keep our holy solemnities, which are our feast days,
Fair
our
enough.
holy days. We turn up for those festivities at night, the night before the actual day, the night before the holy day, yo, or the eve of. That's what the Bible says. It says the eve of. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Read it again.
Ye shall have a song, as in the night.
Read.
When a holy solemnity is kept.
Read.
And gladness of
And
heart,
gladness of heart.
as when one goeth with a pipe to come into the mountain of the Lord, to the mighty one of Israel.
So we're gathered together tonight to keep the holy solemnity, which is the new moon, yo. Hey, now, give me my first folder. It says new moon. What is the new moon for those who are not familiar with the new moon? Let me get that real quick. Let me know when we straight. We good? Read that.
New moon, the first day of the lunar month, was observed as a holy day.
So the new moon is the first day of the month. And that day is a holy day. It is a holy day. Next underline.
As on the Sabbath,
As on the Sabbath, read.
trade and handicraft work were stopped.
Read.
Amos 8 and 5.
Amos 8 and 5. So on the new moon, just like on the Sabbath, we do no servile work. Why? Because the new moon is a Sabbath.
The only thing we do different is cook
That's the only difference. We get to cook.
and straighten up.
Real talk. Hey, read the next underline.
The trumpets were blown at the offering
At the offering, read.
of the special
Of the
sacrifices
special sacrifices, read.
for the day, as on the solemn festivals.
As on the solemn festivals. You see where it says it was?
Yes.
Read that.
It was an occasion for state banquets.
So the new moon, the day of the new moon, was a day of occasion of state banquets. Let me say that again. The new moon was a day of occasions for state banquets. It's a feast day. It is a feast day. Give me that real quick in Psalm 81 and 3. Leave it on the screen. Psalm chapter 81 and verse 3 real quick.
Book of Psalms, chapter 81, verse 3. Blow up the trumpet
When?
in the new moon,
In the new moon, read.
and the time appointed,
In the time appointed,
on our solemn feast day.
on our solemn feast day. The new moon is a solemn feast day, yo. Real talk. Hey, give me the next underline.
And later,
And later.
Salakia, if not in earlier times, fasting was intermitted at the new moons. Judith 8 and 6.
Give me Judith 8 and 6 real quick. For those who may not know, just leave it on the screen. For those who may not know, we did not fast on feast days. I mean, those days are called feast days. We did not fast on those days. And the example is in Judith 8 and 6. Give me that real quick.
The book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
And she fasted all the days of her widowhood,
Talking about Judith, read.
save the eves of the Sabbath.
Except for on the eves of the Sabbath. You know what the eve of the Sabbath is? Friday night. Friday night is the eve of the Sabbath. The eve of the Sabbath is the night before the Sabbath day. We didn't fast on those times, yo. Read.
And the Sabbath.
And we didn't fast on the Sabbaths. The Sabbaths. Talking about the weekly Sabbaths. For those that don't know, the weekly Sabbaths are feast days, yo. Keep going.
And the eves of the new moon.
She didn't fast on the eve of the new moon. What is the eve of the new moon? The eve before the day of the new moon. The night before the day of the new moon. We didn't fast that night. We turned up. It's a feast day. Keep going.
And the new moon.
Keep going.
And the feast and solemn days of the house of Israel.
And the feast and solemn days of the house of Israel. And you find the feast and solemn days of Israel in Leviticus chapter 23. But you also find it in the history of Israel. In the history of Israel, like the Feast of Dedication, or Purim, or Nicanor, or Day of Simon. These feast days are found in the history of Israel. Yo, real talk. I got anything else up here?
Yes.
Okay, all praises. Stay over there. Give me the book of Sirach chapter 43. You can put it, you can bring it back. Give me Sirach chapter 43, verse 6.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6.
Read.
He made the moon also to serve in her
He
season.
made the moon. The Lord made the moon to serve in her seasons. When did the Lord make the moon? He made the moon on the fourth day. For those who may not know. Matter of fact, hold this. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 45 real quick. 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 45. For those who may not know, or for those who may be unsure. Read this real quick.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 45.
Read.
Upon the fourth day,
What day?
upon the fourth day,
Read.
thou commandest that the sun should shine,
The Lord made the sun on the fourth day, and it shined. Read.
and the moon give her light.
And he made the moon on the fourth day. And when he made the moon on the fourth day, she gave her light.
Oh, not dark.
She was shining. No, it wasn't a dark moon.
Okay,
It
okay.
was a new moon.
Oh, we can see it.
It was a new moon. A moon full of light. Real talk. Read that part again, the moon.
And the moon give her light.
Uh-huh.
And the stars should be in order.
And he made the stars and put them in order on the fourth day as well. Go back to Sirach chapter 43, read 6 again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6.
Read.
He made the moon also to serve in her season,
Uh-huh.
for a declaration of
The
times,
moon declares times. Read.
and a sign of the world.
The moon is a sign of the world. Read.
From the moon is the sign of feast,
From the moon is the sign of feast. What feast? Those seasonal feasts, those annual feasts that you read about in Leviticus chapter 23. Keep going.
a light that decreaseth in her
A
perfection.
light that decreaseth in her perfection. We have to go back to the screen real quick. We have to go back to the screen. Exactly, I want that right there. You in the spirit. Let me get that one right there. Let's read verse 7 again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse
Let
7.
me know when we straight. Go ahead.
From the moon is the sign of feast,
Uh-huh.
a light that decreaseth in her
A
perfection.
light that decreaseth in her perfection. What is this telling you? This is telling you that when the moon is perfect, the light begins to decrease, yo. The light begins to decrease, or it begins to wane, yo. Begins to wane. So it's perfect when it's a full moon. Let's not move. Let's get to the full moon. It's perfect when it's a full moon. That is the new moon according to the Bible, according to God. When the moon is full of light, that's when it's perfect. And that's when it begins to decrease.
So that's when it's at its perfection.
Yep. And that's when it begins waning. You see, it wanes until it's a waning gibbous. Go over it until it's a third quarter. And then a waning crescent. You got to keep up with me. Until it's a waning crescent. All the way until there's no light at all. Until it's a dark moon. A moon void of light. This is what Edom calls the new moon. This is what Amalek calls the new moon. This is what black people who follow Amalek calls the new moon. Real talk. Hey, let me give you some advice, yo, too, real quick. My advice is, whatever you see Amalek doing, do the opposite, yo. Why? Because what did Christ call Amalek? The synagogue of Satan, yo. Whatever you see Satan do, you should be doing the opposite. Now, hey, read verse 7 one more time.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43, and verse 7.
Read.
From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her
A
perfection.
light that decreaseth in her perfection. Keep going.
Verse 8. The month is called after her name.
The month is called after her name. Go over real quick. Go over. It said the month is called after her name. The word month comes from the word moon. It says calendar. Go over. All right. Read this. The highlights.
Month,
Uh-huh.
in effect, is a synonym for moon.
The word month is a synonym for the word moon, or moon is a synonym for the word month. Next highlight.
Moon was synonyms,
Was synonymous.
Salakia, with month.
The word moon was and is synonymous with the word month. Go over real quick. All right, origin. Look at that origin. From Old English, Germanic origin, related to Dutch or German, also to moon. Also to moon. The word month comes from the word moon. Read verse 8 again.
Verse 8. The month is called after her name,
Keep going.
increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Go back. Go back. Hey, see the dark moon, which the devil calls the new moon? Hey, read that part again.
The month is called after her name,
Read.
increasing wonderfully in her changing.
Increasing wonderfully in her changing. See, when the moon is dark, that's when it begins to increase. The light begins to increase. It begins to change wonderfully, yo. Wonderfully. And why is it said to be wonderful? Because it's changing to be perfect again. It's changing to be perfect again, yo.
Back at
Real
perfection.
talk. Back to that perfection. Back to that perfection. Read it one more time, yo.
The month is called after her name,
Uh-huh.
increasing wonderfully in her changing,
Read.
being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven.
Being an instrument of the armies above. The moon is an instrument of the armies above. The armies above are the armies of heaven, yo. The armies of heaven. Hey, give me Daniel 4 and 35. Give me Daniel chapter 4 and verse 35 real quick. Let's get that.
Book of Daniel chapter 4 and verse 35.
Read.
And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing,
Uh-huh.
and he doeth according to his will. In the army of heaven.
In the what?
In the army of heaven.
In the army of heaven, yo. There are armies in heaven. There's an army in heaven. Real talk. And that army is made up of the angels. Those spirits like Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, for example, yo. Real talk. Keep going.
And among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, or say unto him, What doest thou?
Give me the one in Revelation chapter 19. Let me get that one. Revelation chapter 19. And let's get to the point. Read 14.
Book of Revelation chapter 19, verse 14.
Read.
And the armies.
And who?
And the armies.
Read.
Which were in heaven.
And the armies which were in heaven. There are armies above, yo. Armies above. Read.
Followed him upon white horses.
Followed the Lord upon white horses. Read.
Clothed in fine linen.
Uh-huh.
White and clean.
Clothed in fine linen, white and clean. There are armies above, armies in the heaven, the angels. But God has his armies in the earth as well, though. Matter of fact, one precept. Give me that in Exodus chapter 12 in the last verse about his armies in earth. Let me get that one.
The book of Exodus chapter 12 and verse 51. And it came to pass the selfsame day that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
By their what?
By their armies.
By their armies. The armies of God in the earth, the children of Israel, the tribes of Israel. There are armies above, there are armies in the earth, yo. Real talk. Hey, give me the book of Job chapter 4 and verse 18.
Hey, you need a bond drop for that.
Hey, all praises. Facts though. Hey,
Book of Job chapter 4 and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Behold, he put no trust in his servants.
Read.
And his angels he charged with folly.
Behold, he put no trust in his servants. Who are his servants? Give me Leviticus chapter 25 and verse 55. The Lord put no trust in his servants. Read this real quick.
The book of Leviticus chapter 25 verse 55.
Uh-huh.
For unto me, the children of Israel
Read.
are servants.
The servants of the Lord, the children of Israel. The children of Israel are servants. Read.
Whom I brought forth out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your
He
God.
is the Lord our God. The children of Israel are the servants of God. And among the children of Israel, you find prophets. You find the prophets. Give me real quick 2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 10. And the prophets are the servants of God. You got something?
Yeah.
But bring out your precept.
The book of Isaiah chapter 41 verse 8. But thou Israel.
Who?
But thou Israel art my servant.
Read.
Jacob whom I have chosen. The seed of Abraham, my friend.
All praises. Hey, now give me the book of 2 Kings 21 and 10. The Israelites are the servants. Among the Israelites, you find the prophets, the servants of God. Read this real quick.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 21 verse 10.
Read.
And the Lord spake by his servants, the prophets.
And the Lord spake by his servants, the prophets. Hey, give me Jeremiah chapter 7. Jeremiah chapter 7, start at verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 1.
Read.
And the word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying,
Saying what?
Stand in the gate of the Lord's house, and proclaim there this word, and say, Hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah,
All ye of Judah,
that enter in at these gates to worship the Lord.
that enter in at these gates to worship the Lord. Jump down to 25.
Verse 25.
Read.
Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day.
From the day that our fathers came out of Egypt unto that very day right there. Read.
I have even sent unto you all my servants.
All my servants.
The prophets.
The prophets. The prophets are the servants of God. Read.
Daily rising up early and sending them.
And sending them. Read.
Verse 26. Yet they hearken not unto me.
Yet the people hearken not unto God. Read.
Nor incline their ear.
Nor incline their ear to God. Read.
But harden their
But
neck.
they hardened their neck.
They did worse than their fathers.
They did worse than their fathers. Give me Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 4. Let me get another one. Jeremiah 25 and verse 4.
Look at Jeremiah chapter 25 verse 4.
Read.
And the Lord has sent unto you all his servants.
All his servants.
The prophets.
The prophets. Read.
Rising early and sending them. But ye have not hearkened, nor inclined your ear to hear.
But the people have not hearkened to the prophets. The people did not incline their ear to the prophets. I want to go back to Job, but give me 15:15. You got something for me?
Add precept same serve the prophets.
Oh no, you good. Give me that real quick. Job 15:15.
The book of Job chapter 15 and verse 15.
Read.
Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints.
Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints. Hey Lucas, give me the saints real quick in Psalm 148 and 14. Because I don't want to assume that you know who the saints are.
The book of Psalms, chapter 148, verse 14.
Read.
He also exalteth the horn of his people, The praise of all his saints,
His people are his saints, read.
even the children of Israel,
Even the children of Israel, read.
a people near unto him.
The children of Israel is that people. The children of Israel are the saints. Finish the verse.
Praise ye the
You
Lord.
got to praise the Lord for that thing right there. You have to praise the Lord for that. Real talk. Hey, go back to Job 15:15.
The book of Job, chapter 15, verse 15.
Read.
Behold, he putteth no trust in his
He
saints.
putteth no trust in his saints. That's the same thing it said in Job 4:18. In Job 4:18, it said he put no trust in his servants. His servants are his saints. Read it one more time.
Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints.
Read.
Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight.
And that's why. That's why, right there. He puts no trust in his servants. He puts no trust in his saints. Why? Because not even the heavens are clean in his sight, yo. Not even the heavens are clean in his sight. Go back to Job 4:18.
The book of Job, chapter 4, and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
Behold, he put no trust in his
He
servants.
puts no trust in his servants. Hey, give me that in Matthew 24 about what Christ said about his servants. Matthew chapter 24, let's start at 45 and read down.
Book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 45.
Read.
Who then is a faithful and wise servant,
Who is a faithful and wise servant? Read.
whom his Lord hath made ruler over his
Whom
household,
his Lord has made ruler or steward or overseer over his household. Read.
to give them meat in due
To
season.
give meat in due season. Read.
Blessed is that servant,
Uh-huh.
whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Blessed is that servant that is doing what he's commanded to do when the Lord returns. Read.
Verily I say unto you,
Uh-huh.
that he shall make him ruler over all his goods.
The Lord's going to make that faithful and wise servant a ruler over all his goods. And all his goods is the earth in its entirety, the whole world. Keep going.
And if that evil servant shall say in his heart,
And if that evil servant shall say in his heart. See, among the servants of the Lord, you have faithful and wise servants, but you also have evil servants, wicked servants. Read it again.
and if that evil servant shall say in his heart,
Read.
my Lord delayeth his coming,
Keep going.
and shall begin to smite his fellow
And he
servants,
begins to smite his fellow servants, his brethren. Read.
and to eat and drink with the drunken.
And he feeds himself. He drinks with the drunken. Read.
The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him,
Keep going.
and in an hour that he is not aware of,
Keep going.
and shall cut him asunder,
And shall kill him. Read.
and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites.
Read.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
The Lord is going to kill that evil servant, and that evil servant is going to die again. He's going to die a second death. That weeping and gnashing of teeth that goes into that lake of fire. Let's go back to the book of Job, chapter 4, and verse 18 again.
Job chapter 4, verse 18.
Read.
Behold, he put no trust in his servants,
Read.
and his angels he charged with folly.
And his angels he charged with folly. His angels are the Israelites that keep the commandments, show. And among the Israelites that keep the commandments are the prophets. Give me Psalm chapter 103 and verse 20 to prove that. Hey, also about the word angel. The word angel comes from the Greek word angelos, which simply means messenger. Simply means messenger. But read this real quick.
Oh, you said Psalm.
Psalm 103 and 20.
The book of Psalms, chapter 103 and verse 20.
Read.
Bless the Lord,
Bless the Lord.
ye his angels,
Ye his angels. Read.
that excel in strength,
Uh-huh.
that do
That what?
that do his commandments,
That do his commandments. Read.
hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Hearkening unto the voice of his word. His angels are the Israelites that do the commandments. His angels are the Israelites that hearken unto the voice of his word, yo. Those are his angels. And among them you find prophets. Those prophets are the angels. Those prophets are the messengers of the Lord. You got something?
Yep. Hey, read down. Verse 21.
Verse 21.
And just to add on what brother's saying, not only they're the prophets, the angels, the messengers of the Lord, but also too, going back to another word for being servants, ministers. Bring this up.
Yep.
Read down.
Bless ye the Lord,
Uh-huh.
all ye his hosts,
All ye hosts, part of his army.
ye ministers,
What he calling us?
ye ministers of
His
his.
ministers of his. So, we do his, ministry. finish out.
that do his pleasure.
But the only way you can be part of his ministry, or to be his minister, you gotta do his pleasure.
And guess what his pleasure is? His pleasure is for you to do his commandments and hearken unto his voice, his words, yo. Real talk. Now, give me Haggai chapter 1 and verse 13. So the angels that we're talking about, we're not talking about the celestial angels right now. We're not talking about Michael. We're not talking about Raphael. We're not talking about Gabriel. We're not talking about Uriel. We're not talking about those celestial angels. We're talking about the Israelites that do the commandments of God. And we're talking about the prophets. Give me Haggai chapter 1 and verse 13 real quick.
The book of Haggai chapter 1 verse 13.
Read.
Then spake Haggai, the Lord's messenger.
Then spake Haggai. Haggai is a prophet. Haggai was the Lord's messenger. Read it again.
Then spake Haggai, the Lord's messenger, and the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Lord.
All praises. Give me Matthew chapter 11. Matthew chapter 11, start at 7, then let's jump down.
Book of Matthew chapter 11 and verse 7. And as they departed, Jesus began to say unto the
He
multitudes.
says, and as they departed. If you're familiar with the story, remember John the Baptist was in jail at this point. And he sent two of his disciples to Christ to inquire if he was the Christ. But read it again.
As they departed,
As those two disciples of John departed, read.
Jesus began to say unto the multitudes concerning
He
John.
began to speak, Christ began to speak to the multitude of the people concerning John Baptist. Read.
What went ye out into the wilderness to see?
Read.
A reed shaken with the wind.
Hey, jump down to verse 10 real quick.
Verse 10. For this is he.
Talking about John Baptist. John the Baptist. Read it again.
For this is he.
Read.
Of whom it is
The
written.
moment is written.
Behold, I send my messenger
I send my messenger. Read.
before thy face,
Uh-huh.
which shall prepare thy way before thee.
John the Baptist, like the other prophets, was a messenger of the Lord, Joe. But unlike, everybody else, John the Baptist was the messenger of the Lord. Real talk. Hey, give me 2nd Ezra. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 1. 2nd Ezra chapter 1, I want verse 38. The prophets are the messengers of the Lord. The prophets are the angels. Read this.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 1 verse 38.
Read.
And now, brother, behold, what glory, and see the people that cometh from the east,
Read.
unto whom I will give for leaders
Uh-huh.
Abraham,
Abraham.
Isaac, and Jacob.
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, prophets. Read.
Oseas,
Which is Hosea, a prophet. A
Amos,
prophet.
and Micheas,
A prophet. A
Joel,
prophet. Keep
Abadias,
going.
and Jonas,
All prophets.
Nahum,
Uh-huh.
and Abekit,
Read.
Zephanias,
Keep going.
Aggeus, Zachary, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord.
Which is called also an angel of the Lord. Joe. The prophets are the messengers of God. Those are the angels, yo.
Of the Lord.
Those are the angels of the Lord. I didn't even put this in my class, yo. Shouldn't bring it out, but I'm going to bring it out anyway. Give me Revelation chapter 19 real quick. This is for those who may have ears to hear, yo. Let's see if you got ears to hear. Lord's will. Give me Revelation chapter 19, start at 10.
The book of Revelation chapter 19 verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant.
I am what?
I am thy fellow servant.
Read.
And of thy brethren that have the testimony of Jesus. Worship God. For the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy.
You heard what the angel said? The angel said, I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren. I'm going to leave that right there on the table for you. Real talk. Hey, let's go back to the book of Job, chapter 4 and 18 one more time.
The book of Job chapter 4 verse 18. Behold, he put no trust in his servants.
Uh-huh.
And his angels he charged with folly.
His angels, which are the prophets, it says he charged them with folly. What is the folly? The folly is the foolishness of preaching. The folly is the foolishness of preaching. Preaching to a people that will not hearken. Preaching to a people that don't listen, won't listen, will not incline their ear.
What, stiff?
That is the folly, yo. Go ahead.
Stiff neck and rebellion.
There you go. Give me that real quick. Foolishness of preaching.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 19.
No, just get to the point.
All right. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and
Verse
verse
21.
21. For after that is the wisdom of God.
Read it
For
again.
after that, Salakia, in the wisdom of God.
In the wisdom of God, read.
The world by
The
wisdom
world by wisdom,
knew not God.
knew not God, read.
It pleased God
It pleased God, read.
by the foolishness of preaching.
By the what?
By the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
To save them that believe, that believes on that foolish preaching. This is that folly that he charges angels with. Real talk. Hey, give me the book of Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, and I want verse 3.
The book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying,
Saying what?
Tell us, when shall these things be?
When shall these things be? What things? Keep going.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming,
What's the sign of your coming?
and of the end of the
And
world?
what is the signs of the end of the world? So the disciples wanted to know about the return of Christ and the end of the world. For those who do not know, the return of Christ coincides with the end of the world. Hey, give me that real quick in 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 33.
The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 33.
Read.
I, Ezra, received a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Oreb,
Read.
that I
The
should
Mount Oreb is Mount Horeb. But keep going.
that I should go unto
That I
Israel.
should go into Israel.
But when I came unto them,
But when he came to Israel,
they set me at naught,
they sat him at naught. Read.
and despised the commandment of the
And we
Lord.
despised the commandment of the Lord, yo. We treated Ezra like we treated every other prophet before him, yo. We disregarded Ezra. Just like we disregarded every prophet that came before him, starting with Moses himself. Give me that real quick in chapter 7 and 59. All right. Chapter 7 and 59.
Book of 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 59.
Read.
For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people
Keep going.
while he lived,
While he lived, read.
saying,
Saying what?
Choose thee life,
Choose life, read.
that thou mayest live.
Here we go.
Nevertheless,
With all that being said, read.
they believed not
We
him,
didn't believe Moses.
nor yet the prophets after him.
And we did not believe the prophets that came after Moses. Read.
No, nor me, which have spoken unto them.
Remember, his angels were charged with folly. Charged with folly. That's the foolishness of preaching. Preaching to a people that don't listen, yo. Go back. 2nd Ezra chapter 2, read 33 one more time.
Book of 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 33. I, Ezra, received a charge of the Lord upon the Mount Oreb, that I should go unto Israel.
Read.
But when I came unto them,
Read.
they set me at naught,
Uh-huh.
and despised the commandment of the Lord.
Keep going.
And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen,
O ye heathen. What is he calling the Israelites right here?
Heathens.
He's calling the Israelites heathen. See, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when you read the word heathen, it applies to the Israelites as well. But read it one more time.
and therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen,
Read.
that hear and understand.
This is for all you Israelites that have the ears to hear and understand. Read.
Look for your shepherd.
Look for your shepherd. Your shepherd is the Christ. Read.
He shall give you everlasting rest.
He shall give you everlasting rest. Read.
For he is nigh at
For
hand.
he is nigh at hand.
That shall come in the end of the world.
That shall come in the end of the world. The return of the Lord coincides with the end of this world, Joe. With the end of this time. Get that about Christ being the shepherd real quick. John chapter 10. Give me that real quick. Just to show that Christ is the shepherd.
The book of St. John chapter 10 verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
Jump down to 14.
Verse 14. I am the good shepherd,
Uh-huh.
and know my sheep, and am known of mine.
Christ is the shepherd. And his return is in the end of this world. Let's go back to Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, read verse 3 again.
Book of Matthew chapter 24 verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying,
Saying what?
Tell us, when shall these things be?
When shall these things be? What things? Read.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming,
What shall be the sign of your coming?
and of the end of the world?
And of the end of the world. And coincidentally, if you believe in coincidences, his return coincides with the end of the world, Joe.
Too bad I don't believe in coincidence.
Neither do I. But keep going.
And Jesus answered and said unto them,
What do you say?
Take heed that no man deceive
Take
you.
heed that no man deceives you. Read.
For many shall come in my name,
Many shall come in my name saying what?
saying,
Saying what?
I am Christ,
Saying I am Christ.
and shall deceive many.
This is talking about Christianity. This is talking about Christianity. Real talk. Hey, what's the root word to Christianity? Christ. Christ, Joe. Hey, give me my next folder. Give me my next folder real quick.
Folder 1.
Yeah, folder 1. That's it. Enlarge that picture for me. Scroll down a little bit. You gotta do it better than that, yo. You gotta do it better than that. There we go, that's perfect. False teachers exposed. Real talk. And many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Many. Go over. Look at that, enlarge that. America, where Christianity came to die. Ironically, that's true. That's 100% true. When this place goes, and Edom goes, Christianity goes. All of it. Real talk. White man Jesus worship. The Christian cross is gone. For y'all Northern Kingdom brothers out there with the rosary beads, those gonna burn too.
Catholic churches gone.
Real talk. Go over. Look at this. This right here is a picture of one of those mega churches. And many shall come in my name and shall deceive many. Real talk. Go over. Look at that. Look at all the people in there. These are the deceived right here. Go over. The deceived. Look at that. I think that's Eddie Long. I think he died. I know he died. Look at that. Go over. Enlarge this one. Black man and black woman prominently posted in the front. Go over. Now, look, let's get this. America's biggest mega churches ranked. Remember, many shall come in the name of Christ and deceive many. Read this for me.
We're living in the era of the mega church. The United States has more than 1,500 mega churches, according to the Hartford Institute for Religious Research, which defines them as very active Protestant congregations, with an average of 2,000 or more weekend attendees in a multitude of outreach programs and ministries. That research also finds roughly 90 churches have a weekly attendance between 10,000 to 44,000 people.
90 churches, roughly 90 churches have a weekly attendance between 10,000 people to 44,000 people. Damn. Read.
Here are the biggest mega churches in the country, based on the number of weekly visitors as of November 2018. The Rock Church in Southern California has about 14,550 weekly visitors.
Damn. The World Changers Church International, College Park, Clifford Dollar. Go over. Read that.
World Changers Church has about 15,000 weekly visitors.
Damn.
Pastor Creflo Dollar faced scrutiny in 2015 when he urged his congregation to buy him a $65 million private jet. Wow.
$65 million private jet. Getting that paper.
Hey, young priest had to say wow over there.
Getting that paper. Go over. Yeah, Community Church, Lafayette, Colorado. Go over. Read that. The Evangelical.
The Evangelical megachurch has about 15,495 weekly visitors.
Who cares?
Blah, blah. Also, as more than 40,000 Facebook followers.
Damn. Wow. We ain't even got 1,000 Facebook followers. Go over. Family Christian Center, Munster, Indiana.
This Indiana megachurch has about 15,540 weekly visitors.
15,540 weekly visitors. Let's not say 4,000 again. Go over. All right. Prestonwood Baptist Church. Damn. Look at all the deceived in there. Go over.
This Southern Baptist Church in Texas has about 15,815 weekly visitors. According to lead pastor Jack Graham, The megachurch received a $50,000 donation,
A $50,000 donation
$50,000 donation
from Ivanka Trump in 2018, Gore. The Potter's House in Dallas, that's T.D. Jakes' church, you know, where they swallow. That's what they do at that church. I should have got that goddamn. Real talk. Read that, the non-denominational.
This non-denominational church in Dallas has about 16,140 weekly visitors.
Go over. Go ahead. That's in Virginia, damn.
Damn, Vienna.
Around 16,500 people attend McLean Bible Church each week. For perspective, that's roughly the entire population of Vienna where the church is located.
Damn.
Damn.
Everybody go to that church, bitch, what they say.
We know that's a Caucasian area. You over?
Crossroads Church. Now, don't they usually be talking about you meet the devil on the crossroads?
Damn, okay. Go over.
That's where Bone Thug got that Jane from.
Crossroads Church in Cincinnati has about 16,792 weekly visitors. This church also streams its services live to thousands of online viewers each week.
Keep going. I mean, just keep reading. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
This mega church has about 16,830 weekly visitors. Calvary Chapel also has more than 13,000 Facebook followers.
What's that? Tide Christ the King Community Church, Burlington, Washington.
Christ the King is a non-denominational mega church. They have about 17,000 weekly visitors.
All right, let's keep going. I don't want to keep reading. Let's get to the top 5. Let's go all the way to the top 5. Let's get to the top 5. Taking too long. All right, top 5. Starting at number 5, Willow Creek Community Church, yo. Illinois, South Barrington, Illinois. Go over.
Willow Creek Community Church, northwestern Chicago, has about 25,743 weekly visitors.
Damn, go over.
That's a lot of visitors.
Gateway Church, South Lake, Texas. Gateway Church outside Dallas, Fort Worth, has about 28,000 weekly visitors. Life Church, Edmond, Oklahoma. Life Church in Oklahoma has about 30,000 weekly visitors. According to the church, they reach 10 times that number, about 300,000 people online every week.
Go ahead. Number 2,
North Point Community Church, Georgia.
Alpharetta, Georgia.
Alpharetta, Georgia. North Point Community Church in the suburb of Atlanta has about 30,629 weekly visitors.
Damn. And number 1, Lakewood Church in Houston, yo. Real talk, what's his name again? Joel Osteen.
Osteen.
Damn.
Oh, you got the number 1.
The number 1, yo. Go over.
Lakewood Church in Houston has about 43,500 weekly visitors. Joel Osteen, whose sermons are often televised, is the pastor there.
He is the pastor there. Go over. Look at that. Damn. That's Joel Osteen right there. Look at that church, yo.
Yeah, they said that was an old basketball stadium.
And it's filled. It's like they playing a basketball game out there, too.
Go over.
All right. Hey, play this.
Churches with the towering structures and charismatic leaders have become fixtures on the religious landscape, drawing millions seeking spiritual fulfillment. Preachers such as Billy Graham, John Piper, John MacArthur, Tim Keller, Joel Osteen, and Joyce Meyer are examples of megachurch pastors. However, behind the facade of divine enlightenment, a troubling trend has emerged, one marked by corruption, exploitation, and manipulation. In this article, we delve into the murky waters of megachurches, exposing instances of corrupt preachers who have exploited their positions for personal gain, betrayal of the trust of their followers.
Now, these mega churches are packed, yo. Packed. And you know what they're preaching? Satan's message. Go over. Play this.
Say, Bob, I can't send $100. If you can just worship God through $5 or $10. Every Apostle Paul said the first of each week lay aside as God hath prospered you. That's why I believe God prospers people. Satan gave me this message. It's a lie of the devil. I should have said that.
Who gave him that message? Bring that back. Right there is good.
First people. Satan gave me this message.
Satan
It's a lie, the
gave him
devil.
that
I should have
message.
said that. God gave me this message.
Satan gave him that message. Just like he gave the same message to every one of these pastors in this fake Christian or Christianity. Yo. Real talk. Anything else? Anything else? Is that it?
We're good.
We good?
Yep.
Hey, give me Matthew 24:4 again.
Book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 4.
Read.
And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. Read.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ,
Many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ.
and shall deceive many.
This is talking about Christianity, yo. Christianity. Now, how do they deceive? Hey, give me the book of Ephesians chapter 5. It said, many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. How? Ephesians 5:6.
The book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
Let no man deceive you with vain words. This is how they deceive you. It's with vain words, lying words. Read it again.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
Read.
For because of these things
Because of these things,
cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. Because of what things? Jump up to verse 5 and read back down.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
For this ye know, that no whoremonger,
No whoremonger,
no unclean person,
nor unclean person,
nor covetous man,
nor covetous man, read,
who is an
who
idolater,
is an idolater, read.
hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God.
They have no inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God, read.
Let no man deceive you with vain words.
Don't let no man deceive you with any vain words, read.
For because of these things,
Because of these things, the whoremongering. Because of these things, the uncleanness. Because of the covetousness, which is idolatry. Because of these things, read.
cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
And you find all of those things in Christianity. In the so-called Christian church, yo. Whoremongering, uncleanness, idolatry. Hey, give me the book of Romans chapter 16, verse 17. Many shall come in the name of Christ and deceive many. How?
Book of Romans chapter 16 and verse 17.
Read.
Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
Christianity is contrary to the doctrine of God, yo, that we have learned from our elders. Keep going.
And avoid them.
And avoid them. Read.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Jesus Christ,
Those people, they that are such, they don't serve our Lord. Read.
but their own belly,
They serve their own bellies. They eat, they drink. Read.
and by good words,
And by what?
and by good words,
And by good words. Read.
and fair speeches,
Fair speeches. Read.
deceive the hearts of the simple.
They deceive the hearts of the simple. They deceive the hearts of the simple with good words and fair speeches. Show. That's how they deceive the simple. Why are the simple deceived? Because the simple believe everything. Give me that real quick in Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believe every word, Joe. I didn't make this up. This is a proverb. Read that real quick. Stop. We good? Read that again. Proverbs 14.
The book of Proverbs chapter 14 verse 15.
Read.
The simple believeth every word,
Uh-huh.
but the prudent man
But the prudent man, the wise man, read.
looketh well to his doing. His
Looketh
going.
well to his going. Show. See, the wise man, the prudent man, he doesn't just believe every word. You know what the wise man does? He studies. He searches the scriptures to make sure that what's being said is true. Give me that real quick in Acts chapter 17. I want 10 and 11. Acts 17, 10 and 11.
Book of Acts chapter 10, book of Acts chapter 17, verse 10. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea,
Read.
who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews.
Read.
These were more noble than those in Thessalonica.
The Jews that were in Berea were more noble than the Jews in Thessalonica, or more righteous than the Jews in Thessalonica. Read.
And that they received the word with all readiness of mind.
Read.
And searched the scriptures.
And did what?
And searched the scriptures daily.
And they searched. Read that again. Start at 10.
The book of Acts chapter 17, verse 10.
Read.
And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea,
Read.
who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews.
Read.
These were more noble than those in
The
Thessalonica,
Jews that were in Berea were more noble than the Jews in Thessalonica. Read.
and that they received the word with all readiness of mind,
Uh-huh.
and searched the
They
scriptures.
did what?
And searched the
They
scriptures
searched the scriptures. Study the scriptures. Read.
daily,
Daily. Read.
whether those things were so.
To see if those things were true. To see if what they were being told was true. That's what that's what a wise man does. That's what a prudent man does. That's what a wise and prudent woman does as well, yo. Hey, give me Matthew chapter 24. You got something?
No.
Matthew 24, let's read verse.
We CD bro last week when they
All right, again. Okay, cool. Read that.
Book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6.
Read.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of
You're
wars.
going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. Second folder. Let me get my second folder. You're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. And this is where we are today. This is the first one that came up? This video? All right, hey, well, we're going to go in the video. We're not going to watch this whole thing. We're going to be skimming through this, Jay. We're going to actually start in the beginning. And we're going to go to 1 minute, 17 seconds. All right.
The ACLED conflict index, 50 countries in the world are either currently at war or debilitated by ongoing violence.
You heard what he said? At least 50 countries in the world are right now at war, yo. Or what? Bring it back a little bit. Press play. Turn it up.
all the way?
Yeah, turn it up more. That's good.
The ACLED conflict index, 50 countries in the world are either currently at war or debilitated by ongoing violence. In the beginning of 2024, 1 out of 6 humans were exposed to armed conflicts in one way or another. And what's most concerning is that the level of violence worldwide has been steadily increasing in the past few years. 2023 witnessed a 12% increase in unrest over 2022 and a 20% increase over 2019. Most of us are acutely aware of two main conflicts going on at the moment. The
Treated like. Yep, we good.
Go ahead, press play.
Israel and Hamas-led Gaza. But the media doesn't give much coverage to conflicts in many other parts of the globe. So much of the bloodshed continues with little attention. The truth is, much more is going on than you probably realize. And diplomatic tensions, international conflicts, and civil wars have continued to heat up in the past few months. So, in this video, I'll go over as many ongoing conflicts as possible and open your eyes to the many ill-known tragedies of the world. And as the video moves along, I will share less and less known wars that the media
117.
cover. So, arguably, the third most
Good. Press play.
known wars that the media fails to cover. So, arguably, the third most well-known conflict is the one between
Azerbaijan. So there's conflict over there. Hey, go from there, go to 2 minutes 33 seconds. And we're gonna go to 2 minutes 43 seconds. We're just gonna get these wars.
2 minutes 43.
Yep.
a little farther to the east lies one of the longest ongoing border disputes in recent history between the ex-Soviet republics of Tajikistan
Let it play real quick.
and the conflict made news in
I wanna
September
get both names, yo.
enclave of Naxchivan to the rest of the country. However, a little farther to the east lies one of the longest ongoing border disputes in recent history between the ex-Soviet republics of Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. The conflict made
Now pause it. Now go over there to 3 minutes 3 seconds. And we're gonna go to 3:18.
where regional instability in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo threatens to become a regional conflict. Between 2022 and 2023, a dangerous political crisis spilled over the border into neighboring Rwanda. See, over the past decade,
Go back. So you see, you got contention between the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and go over a little bit, and Rwanda. So go from there, go to 3:53, and we're gonna go to 4:32. We can start at, that's cool, good. 4:32? Yep.
potential international war could break out between Venezuela and Guyana after Venezuelans voted to claim a huge chunk of Guyana's territory as their own and send troops to the border. War is not always a conflict between two nations. You see, civil wars are happening in all different parts of the world. Yemen has been involved in a brutal civil war since 2014 between the Saudi-backed government coalition and the Iran-backed Houthi rebels. The situation is already dire enough, with as much as 75% of the population left in need of humanitarian aid, and close to half of Yemen's population is sparsely controlled.
All right. Go to 536. Go to 605. Start right there. That's cool.
The civil war carries on in Myanmar, where the military junta returned to power in a brutal coup in 2021. The situation heated up in October 2023, when different rebel factions brokered a deal to unite against the military government in a joint offensive operation.
A little bit more. Right there is good. Start there. No,
You good?
we're going to 605. 605. All right, 605. Yeah. Go ahead.
Carries on in Myanmar, where the military junta returned to power in a brutal coup in 2021. The situation heated up in October 2023, when different rebel factions brokered a deal to unite against the military government in a joint offensive operation that has now displaced more than 350,000 people from their homes. Moving back to Africa, the small country of Cameroon has also suffered a civil war since 2016, when separatists from the Ambazonia region declared their independence.
Go to 622. Matter of fact, skip that. Go to
French and British colony. The result is that the Ambazonia region is English-speaking, while the rest of the country speaks French. This crisis is called the Anglophone War, as the English-speaking minority fights against the wealthier and more powerful Francophone majority. Elsewhere on the continent, Sudan is being torn apart by civil war, where military factions ripped open old wounds when they staged a coup in 2021. The UN is seriously concerned about the stability of the country, as millions of people have been displaced to refugee camps, and growing clashes threaten to spill over into South Sudan, which gained its independence from Sudan in 2011. Perhaps one of the worst situations in Africa is currently in Ethiopia's Tigray region. Already one of the poorest areas of the country, Tigray is scarred by past conflicts that led to the independence of Eritrea in the 1990s. The war with Eritrea left a strong Ethiopian military presence in the Tigray region, which is home to the Tigrayan people who have long enjoyed a degree of autonomy. However, the tide changed in 2021 when the current Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's Prosperity Party gained a large majority in the Ethiopian parliament and called for more.
That was it right there? Yeah. Go to 759 and go to 824.
Eritrea's independence made Ethiopia a landlocked country, denying it access to the global trade opportunities of the Red Sea. Ethiopia is now threatening to regain sea access by force. For the time being, Ethiopia is seeking to establish a port in neighboring Somaliland, a de facto independent region of Somalia. If this idea is successful, war could spread to the entire Horn of Africa and beyond, as
Back again?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, he said if that's successful, war can spread all throughout East Africa. You know what that's called? A rumor of war. Or rumors of wars. That's what that's called. Go to 833 to 842 and we done with this video. To 842? Yep.
And unrest is unfortunately quite long, so we will quickly mention the recent coups in Niger, Gabon, Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone, and Mali. There is reasonable suspicion that Russia.
Okay, well, go over. Leave out of this. Give me, yeah, that right there. That right there. Now, read this real quick.
Iran launches hundreds of missiles, drones in first direct attack on Israel.
In first direct attack on Israel. Iran attacked Israel. You know what I'm saying? Responding to being attacked. All right, read that.
The overnight escalation came more than 6 months into Israelis' devastating war on the Gaza Strip. which has killed more than 33,000 Palestinians and pushed the besieged territory to the brink of famine.
Damn.
The war has driven up tensions in the region, spreading.
Hey, he said it brought the territory, talking about the Palestinian territory, to the brink of famine. Yo, they try to starve them the hell out. Keep going.
Spreading to the fronts with Lebanon and Syria, and
Because remember, the Israelis bombed in Lebanon. Real talk. Keep going.
drawing long-range fire at Israeli targets from as far away as Yemen and Iraq.
Damn. Go over. Read that.
Iran has launched hundreds of drones and missiles against Israel in an unprecedented attack that came as a response to an Israeli raid on the Iranian consulate in Syria.
Consulate in Syria 2 weeks ago. So what's going on all around the world? Wars. And what else? Rumors of wars. And the biggest rumor of war, I always say this, World War III. Go over. Look at that. World War III. That's the biggest rumor of war. Everybody's asking. Everybody's talking about World War III, asking about World War III. Go over. All right. World War III. And you know, that could be a nuclear war right there. A nuclear war. That's when missiles begin to be fired from one end of the earth to another. Go over. Is World War III about to happen here? This is the biggest rumor of war right now. Is World War III about to happen? Is it imminent? Go over. Look at that. On the brink. Countries that could be involved in World War III. Let me let you in on a secret. Every country will be. These countries will be involved in World War III. Yo. Now, whether it's willingly or unwillingly, I don't know. But that's why it's called World War, because there's going to be World War. World War. Go over. Is there anything else?
No.
That was it. Let's go back to the book of Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, and let's read verse 6 again. We're almost done.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Read.
See that ye be not troubled.
See that you be not troubled. Give me that precept. Give me 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I want to read 1 on down. 2 Thessalonians 2, 1 on down.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 1.
Read.
Now we beseech you, brethren,
Uh-huh.
by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ,
By the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ. Read.
and by our gathering together unto him,
And by our gathering together unto him. The Lord is going to gather Israel together. Read.
that ye be not soon shaken in mind,
Don't be shaken in mind,
or be troubled,
and don't be troubled. Read.
neither by
Matter of fact, read
spirit.
it one more time. My fault.
Verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind,
Don't be shaken in mind.
or be
And do
troubled,
not be troubled. Read.
neither by spirit,
Neither by spirit,
nor by
nor
word,
by word.
nor by letter, as from us.
Word. Read 2 again.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand.
As if the day of Christ is at hand, or as if the end of the world is at hand. Remember, the day of Christ, his return, coincides with the end of the world, Joe. Keep going.
Verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means,
Don't let no man deceive you by any means. Read.
for that day shall not come.
That day shall not come. That day is talking about the day in which the Lord returns. The day in which this world ends. That day shall not come. Read.
Except there come a falling away first.
Except there come a falling away first. The falling away has already taken place. The falling away is dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel falling away from their heritage, falling away from their culture, falling away from their nationality, their language, their names, their lands. That's already taken place, yo. Keep going.
And that.
Hey, well, all praises. Are we back?
Verse 2 from the top.
Hey, no, read verse 3 from the top.
Book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means,
Don't let no man deceive you by any means. Read.
for that day shall not come.
For that day shall not come. Talking about the day in which the Lord returns and the day in which this world ends. That day shall not come. Read.
Except there come a falling away
Except
first.
there come a falling away first. That falling away has already taken place. The Israelites have fallen away from their heritage, culture, identity, nationality, languages, their lands, their names. That has already happened, but keep going.
And that man of sin,
But now, that man of sin, read,
be
revealed, read,
the son of perdition.
the son of perdition. Who's that man of sin? Edom, Idomia, Esau, colloquially known as the Caucasian, the white man and woman and child. Before the Lord returns, before the end of this world, they have to be revealed for being the man. They have to be revealed. Oh, we back? Oh, yeah, wish I would have heard that earlier. Hey, read verse 4.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4.
Huh?
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God,
Read.
or that is worship,
Uh-huh.
so that he is as God sitteth in the temple of God,
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, read.
showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is God. Pictures of God the Father as a white man. Pictures of Jesus Christ with blonde hair and blue eyes. Pictures of little Caucasian baby angels. Showing himself that he there, yo. You better remember it. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, where's that one we talk about? Put it to memory. 1 Corinthians 15.
15 and 2.
Let me get that.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 2. By which also ye are saved.
Hold on 1 second. Start at 1.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 1.
Read.
Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preach unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye
You
stand,
stand. Read.
by which also ye are saved, if ye keep in memory what I...
If you keep
Ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
see that you be not troubled, Joe. Don't be shaken in mind. Don't be troubled. All these things must pass, read.
But the end is not yet.
But the end is not yet. Anybody want to add anything?
No.
Nope.
Hey, well, we're going to go ahead and end this thing in the same way we began this thing. And that's by giving all praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through to our elders once again. They rule well, they kept honors.
Facts though.
Now, lastly, finally, I want to say to all of my brothers and my sisters out there, farewell, turn
Happy
up,
New Moon.
happy new moon, enjoy the feast, have a
With
great
gladness,
time. You know what I mean?
with gladness
Gladness
and
of
joy.
heart, joyfulness of heart. You know what I'm
Turn
talking
up,
about?
turn up.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, and like if you find the class edifying, you want more, want to know more about the school, the information, who we are, look us up on Facebook as well as on Instagram. But on Facebook, when it comes to our platform, Holy Nation Israel, you can find us on Facebook as well as Instagram, and then on YouTube, Straight Gate Israel, of course, 'cause that's where we're shooting live from right now. All right, and then you can find me on Facebook, Ron Ben Israel, just like on Instagram. But on Instagram, all lowercase and underscore between the two names.
Hey, I'm on Instagram, Lithiel617.
Like, share.